Colin, you get started.
Coach, from the way you guys fought back down there in the seventh inning, down to your last strike, to the way the game got away from you there, just what are your takeaways from today, and how do you kind of process and move forward from this loss?
I'll say the first thing is how much guts this team has battling back with 2 outs. I mean, scoring 4 runs with 2 outs and continue to pass the bat. And you can start from Shomo, even Hattie's at bat, Hattie and Shomo to Wirt to, I mean, just Kayla down to Robbie, to give Robbie the opportunity to be able to get the go-ahead run. I mean, that just shows you how much guts and determination that they have. I mean, it's heartbreaking to be able to have a team walk off on you that way. You could see that Emma Nichols was feeling the pressure a little bit, and, it's a big moment. But what I just told them is we just played a World Series game. I mean, Florida's going to be in the World Series, and we just took them to the wire, and we had our opportunities to be able to win it. And now we got to gain that experience to be able to shut the door.
Natalie, you can go ahead.
You mentioned it's a World Series style of game here. What would you say about your team, especially after this tournament heading into Selection Sunday? What lies ahead?
That obviously the season's not over. We have a long ways to go, and playing a World Series caliber game that we just did, obviously with a game in our hands and the opportunity to be able to win it, just shows you what our potential is and the expectations that I have for them. I mean, I expect them to be able to go to the World Series, to go out and host a regional and go on to super regionals and, go to the World Series, because that's what we're capable of doing. And they got to believe in that. That's the biggest thing, that they have to feel really good about what they had and the opportunity that they had, and really truly believe that they have an opportunity to go to the World Series. But I'm just so unbelievably proud of them and how they carry themselves and how they compete and how they really represent this program.
Dave, you can go ahead. And then Colin.
Larissa, other than just changing the outcomes, anything there in the bottom of the seventh you would have, did you second guess yourself on any decisions, or did it kind of line up how you wanted things to go?
I mean, we've gone to Emma Nichols so many times throughout the year. It wasn't anything different. And she didn't look good from the first batter, which she looked great in the bullpen. So it's one of those things that, hindsight, yeah, I would have left Crings in. But Crings also was getting hit hard that last inning. And Jordan was not available, and I wasn't going to go back to Schumacher. So we're just limited to what we have. And I still expect Emma to be in that role. I mean, I'm going to continue to throw her out there, and she's got to get that experience and believe in herself, especially when she's throwing so well in the bullpen, and it's just trusting what she does back out on the field.
Coach, defense has been so solid for you all season, but Shomo and Hattie there in the fifth, and then Jenna in the seventh. Just how do you kind of learn from this and make sure that it's not something that happens again in these sorts of high pressure situations?
Jenna, and she did it yesterday too. I don't really have an answer for Jenna right now. I'm going to have to look at video, and is it that she's making the ground ball bigger than it is and is not expecting the ball to be hit to her? Shomo's was a bad read. I mean, that ball was hit pretty hard, and it was a lefty swing. So that's something that's tailing away from her. And then if she made that catch, I mean, she makes that catch a lot because it's Shomo, but I mean, she makes that catch. It's pretty an unbelievable catch. I think the most disappointing one was the first and third. I mean, that us throwing a run, that's unlike Mizzou softball. I mean, one of our defensive philosophies is never throwing a run, and we threw in a run there. And a lot of it came from not expecting them to steal, which we didn't anticipate. And then we were caught off guard. So that in particular, that's one that I would want back.
Natalie and Colin.
What do you tell your team to not dwell on a heartbreaker like this? Because like you say, you have so much ahead. So, what's that conversation going to be like?
And we started it a little bit just on the bus when they just got back. Cause I mean, they're hurt. There's a lot of tears, and there's a lot of heartbreak and frustration and disappointment. And that's good. I mean, it's good that they feel that way. And it just shows you how proud they are and how much passion they have. So I'm not going to tell them that what they're feeling is wrong. And I want them to feel that way for a couple of days. And we're going to have to travel back to Missouri tomorrow morning, and then they'll have a couple more days off, and then it's going to be refocused and get back to work. But it's about dreaming about being in that moment and pointing out Emma Robbie with her last at bat. I know that she has dreamt of being in that situation a million times. And that's what these girls have to think about, is being the one that can win the game, being the one that the ball is hit to them and they're in the batter's box, they're on the mound, and they have an opportunity to be able to win the game. And if they play that over and over and over again in their mind, when it comes down to it, they've done it a million times and they're going to relish that moment. So that's what they need to learn from this experience, is that every single one of them can be in the batter's box with the game on the line, and they have to be prepared.
Coach Crings came in and got 4 strikeouts to start her appearance. What did you see from her today and how she threw?
She had good stuff. She really did early on, and then she started to flatten out a little bit, and then was working a little bit too much on top of the plate, which is why she started to get hit hard. But when she did come in, I mean, she was pretty nasty. Her curveball was really working well today, and then she was keeping them off balance with that changeup. And we're going to need her. We're absolutely going to need her. We're going to need all 4 of them. But it was great to see that Crings came in that situation and really shut them down. You know, what we need more out of Crings is to be able to go deeper into the game. You know, she fatigues out, and it's tough because she throws so hard. She throws a rise ball, which is a very taxing pitch on the body. So she's going to fatigue out a little bit quicker, especially being a freshman that hasn't been in this situation. But we need to have her go deeper into the game.
And then I saw the athletic department announce today that attendance for spring sport events moving forward is going to be 50%, up from 20%. What does that tell you about maybe your chances to be hosting a regional, and for what maybe Mizzou softball stadium could look like if that does come to pass?
I mean, we've done everything within our program to give us an opportunity to host. You know, obviously I don't make that decision, and I don't know. I don't think the NCAA has said across the board it's going to be 50%. So it doesn't matter if we were 100% or not. The NCAA has capped it at 50% as of right now. So I think we're in a real good situation, and I would love the opportunity to be able to play at home. You know, it's obviously great for our players to be able to sleep in their own beds, but obviously for our fans, you know, I think this is something that our fan base really deserves and needs and really wants to be a part of.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.